So welcome back, guys. In this section of this tutorial I will be talking about images. So we'll be talking about how we can add an image to our site. So you'll see how you can add an image to your site in this section. So there are many reasons why you might want to add an image to your web page. You might want to include a logo, a photograph, illustration, diagram, or chart. So these are some of the reasons why we might want to add a logo, an image to our site. Maybe we want to put in the logo of the company I'm working on. We want to put the photograph, an illustration, diagram, or chart. Several things are to be considered when selecting and preparing image for your site. Taking time to get them right will make your site more attractive and professional. So in this module, you will learn how to include an image to your web page using HTML, pick which image format to use, show an image at the right size, and optimize an image for the web to make page load faster. So that's that. Let's move to the next slide. So choosing image for a site. A picture can say 1,000 words, and great image helps make the difference between an average looking site and a really engaging one. Image can be used to set the tone of a site in less time than it takes to read a description. Choosing image for your site, you should consider the image should be relevant. Like they said, image speaks like 1,000 words on your site. So if you are a good programmer and you don't know how to mix images for your site won't come out well. So this aspect of image also is like an aesthetics for your website. It makes the website look beautiful. Even though you are even bad at coding, if you know how to apply good images to your site, you see that your site will come out really good. So there are a lot of things to consider when choosing image for your site. It must be relevant. So you cannot be talking about an e-commerce site now and you'll be putting an image of an animal or like a graph. So whereas what is meant to be on an e-commerce website is meant to be like the product you are trying to sell, not like any photo of an animal or just a random photo. So whatever photo you are putting on a website, by the time someone looks at it, it must be able to give them what the site is all about. It must not pass the wrong information. It must I've said that here. It must convey the right information. It must convey the right information. So the image you are putting on your site should pass the right information concerning your site. So like they said, a picture can say 1,000 words. So it must also convey the right mood. It must the mood must be right. You must not be talking. You must not say a different thing and the image you are trying to put on your site or the image on your site is passing another information. It must be in the right mood. It must be instantly recognized. So wherever an image is on your site, people should be able to recognize it instantly. So for example, this section of this slide, you can recognize it. This one is in yellow, you can recognize it. It must be easily recognized, something that you can recognize easily, that can be easily recognized. So fit the color palette. So you can see also they said it must fit the color palette. Let's say for example your site now, or what you want to use there, you want to use like purple on your site, or everything on your site is purple. So and your logo is now in yellow, it does not correspond. So if you want to create your site and the logo of your company is yellow, so you must tailor the color you must tailor the site to correspond with the color of the logo you're having, or else it will be color riot. It must fit color palette. Let's say for example the logo of your site, the branding of your site, we are using yellow. So the site you will create to also must have this yellow feel, not purple, not blue. If you do that, you are mixing colors together. It must follow through the color palette of your logo, of your brand. So that's that for that section. So storing image on your site. If you are building a site from scratch, it is a good practice to create a folder for all your image so that they are the sites we use. As your website grows, keeping image in a separate folder help you understand how the site is organized. So for this purpose of this tutorial, we already have our image. This is our image folder. So if you've not gotten yours, all you just have to do is come here, you type in images here. By the time you type in, if you go to this website folder on your desktop, you'll see images there. All you just have to do is to include the images you want to add to your website. So these are the images I want to use in this case. So they are there already, so you can see them. So they are there already. So I'll just have to like locate them, link to it, and then it displays. So I've already kept them here. They are here already. So in your own case, just look for a nice image so that we can be on the same page. So let's go to the next step. So adding images. To add image into your page, you need to use the img element. That's the image tag. This is an empty element, which means there is no closing tag. So it is an empty element, it does not have an opening or closing tag, just have only one tag. It must carry the following 2 attributes or 3 depending on the one you want to put. So you must put the src, this is the source, the auth attribute. So this provides a text description of the image which describes the image if you cannot see it. So I'll later explain this in further for you in full. Title, you can also use the title element in the image tag to provide additional information about the image. Most browsers display the contents of these attributes in the tooltip when the user over the image. So let's just add our image to it. img, we hit enter. So they said it has the following attributes, the src. This tells the browser where it can find the image file. This is usually be a relative URL pointing to an image on your own site. So because it is on our own site, it is relative. So it tells the browser where to find the image. So if we want to locate this image now, so we say images, that's the name of this folder now, images, then the image we want to call, which is the web. So you can see if you just put slants, it will bring the list of the images you have. It will bring them out, which is the web. So that's the image you want to put. You can just come here and have a preview of what you have in the web. So okay, this is the image I want to use, and you come back, so you close it. So this is how we put it. So by the time we come here now, let me just come here, h1 images. So by the time we load now, Control B. So by the time we load, so you can see now that we have the image to our site. We have the image here. So that's how to put it, but this is too big. We will also resize it, but let's still move on. Let me explain the attributes for you one by one. So the auth attributes, this provide a text description of the image which describe the image if we cannot see it. So let's say for example you did not locate, you were not able to locate the source of the image correctly, or you missed the extension. Instead of JPG you use PNG, or you didn't locate it very well, or you lose the file on the folder, from the folder it was not, the image file you're trying to use is no longer in the folder. So you just put like an auth tag here, so that whenever this one is not showing, this will show on the browser, and it will tell the person that okay, this is an image, and the image has what the image is all about is like food. Let's say for example the image is about food. For example, if you have to use that bedroom, you just say animal. Okay, animal standing on a tree. So with this one, food, just like let's just type food. auth attributes, provide a text description of the image. So text description of this image. So what is the text description? Okay, let's just say cereals. A text description of the image. So are you getting what I'm trying to say? Cereals. So it's a cereals like an oat food. So that's what is there. So by the time we come here now, we save. So you can see now that we've not seen the effect. So by the time we just come here, we remove this, then we save. So you can see now that it's showing the image icon, but it was not able to see the image. It's now showing cereals here. So okay, it's trying to tell the person, oh, okay, oh, this image that is not showing is talking about cereals. By the time we put in the E back, the E will save. You see that the image is showing back again. So that's for that. Let's go to the next one. The title tag also provides, using the title attributes with the img element, provide additional information about the image. So like an additional information, like a broad one now, a more concise information about the image. So we just come here, we type in title. So a cereal in a bowl, ready to eat. So at Z for word wrap. So usually this kind of title tag is more important for people with visual impediments that are unable to read very well, that are unable to read images. There's kind of people that they have like an image defect, so they are unable to read image. So by the time they over the image, now you can see now it will come up a cereal in a bowl. You can see if you over the image. So by the time they over the image, they will be able to read the text. A series in a bowl ready to eat. And let's just say a cereal, or let's change it, a plantain, so that you can see that this is correct. A plantain, Ctrl Z. So if you over it, you can see a plantain to eat. There's a plantain to eat. We'll come right over here, you can see a plantain to eat. So that's the work of this title tag for people with visual impediments. They are unable to read image correctly. So whenever they over it, they'll see. So for the alt tag, if the image is missing, it will show them, okay, this is what this image is trying to talk about. So let's move to the next tag. So for the next tag now, we'll be talking about the height and width of images. The height specify the height of the image in pixel, while the width specify the width of the image in pixel. Image often take longer to load than the HTML code that makes up the rest of the page. It is therefore a good idea to specify the size of the image so that the browser can render the rest of the text on the page while leaving the right amount of space for image that are still loading. So you can see that this image now is just occupying the whole screen, and we are not able to do what we are meant to do on the site, so that we will be able to add other image to the site, and the site looks beautiful, and add other content to the site. It is great practice to like reduce the size of the image using the height and width tag. We can also reduce the size of our image by the time we get to the CSS. So we can also use HTML too. So but for now we'll be using HTML. When we get to the CSS also, I'll show you how we'll be able to reduce the image size with the CSS. So check out for the CSS course, it will be down below by the time I create it. So check out, watch out for that. So now let's reduce the size of our image. So all we just have to do is to come here. We reduce the width. So this is the width now. See, we give it 350 pixels. 350 pixels. So let's come here. Let's save. You can see that it reduced. That's the width. So let's just add height to it again. Height. Let's give it 250. Save. So you can see that it went down a little. So this is how we can add height to our image. So you can see that when we add it, it was big before, and now it has now reduced. So that's on that. So let's move to the next section. So where to place image in your code. So when an image is placed in a code will affect how it is displayed. Here are 3 examples of image placements that produce different results. So you can also place an image in your code in a different manner. So you can place image before a paragraph, inside the start of a paragraph, or in the middle of a paragraph. So we'll be experimenting each and every one of what is said here. So this before, inside, and in the middle. So just to experiment before a paragraph, just type in the img tag. So we link it, images slant, the kind of image you want to use, this bed.jpg. So that's the image you want to use. So you come right here. This is how we closed the tag. So before a paragraph, so we type in paragraph. So we just put our lorem ipsum as usual, lorem, and we hit enter. So and then we come here now and save. So you can see what we have. The image is big again. So let's just add width and height. So we just add width, let's say 90, and let's add our height 60. So Ctrl S. So you can see now what we have now. So this is a good example of what I'm trying to do now. So you can see before a paragraph. So this is before a paragraph. So this is how you do that. So let's just create a line break, horizontal row. This HR we learned earlier, let's just put it so that we can have a mark to strike through. So we want to create the other one now, which is inside the start of a paragraph. So inside the start, so this is a paragraph, so inside the start, this is the start of the paragraph. So we link the image again, images slant bed.jpg. so we include our width and height again, width 90, height 60. So we come right over here, we put space. So inside this paragraph now, this is where we type in our lorem, we hit enter. So by the time we come right here now, save. So you can see now, inside the start, this is the start of the paragraph. Inside it, you can see it started from this section, from this start of this paragraph. So that's how we do that. So this other one again, this one in the middle of a paragraph, you want to put it in the middle. Once it appears in the middle, let's just put this HR tag here again, in the middle of a paragraph. So this is a paragraph already. Let's type in the lorem. This is the paragraph. So we now want to put an image in between this lorem tag. So we type in the image. So src images slant bed.jpg. So we'll come right over here again. We add the width, that's 90. We come out height, that's 60. So we save. By the time we save now, we come right over here. We can see now in the middle of a paragraph. So we can still just put lorem there. Okay. Yes. So you can see now, this is the start of a paragraph. Okay, this is before a paragraph, the start of a paragraph, and in the middle of a paragraph. So this is just like an old code, but this is part of the syllabus. You just have to like learn that. So that's that for that. We'll move to the next section. So now, old code, aligning image vertically. There are three values that the align attribute can take control how the image should align in the text that surround it. So to do that, this is an old code. We want to align our text, so just type in this p tag. So type in the img, so we locate the image we want to use again. Images /bed.jpg. So we'll give it the size. We have the width 90, height we have the 60. So just come here, we put in lorem, Ctrl S, lorem, hit enter, Ctrl S. So this is what we have. So we want to start aligning the image. So we want to align top, we want to align middle, we want to align bottom. So all we just have to do is to come here, to type align. So align, you hit enter, Ctrl Z, align equals to Ctrl Z. Okay, let's just give it a space, align, then you put equals to, so you can see now this double quote is showing, then you put top, so you come right here, HR, you put space, let's just copy what we have here, this top, Ctrl C, then we come right here, we paste, we have another HR again. So we go down, we paste. So this is top. We change this to middle, and then we change this to bottom. This is just an old way of doing it. So before I save, let me come back. So save now. So you can see now, this is for top. This is top. You can see the top of the paragraph. This top section. This is middle. Starting from this middle right here, this center here, lorem starting from here, and this is bottom, standing from this bottom of the image. This is the top of the image, middle of the image, and bottom. So another way we can do that again, to align this image, old code also, to align image, you can also align image using the left and right attributes. So we just come here, we put in left, then we come here, we put right. So by the time we save, we have one image here, we have another one here. So let's just come, save. So you can see now, this is left, this is right. So that's how to do that. This is an old code though. So the next thing, 3 rules for creating image. There are 3 rules to remember when you are creating image for your website, which are summarized below. Save image in the right format. So when you are trying to save image, save them using the right format. Websites mainly use images in JPEG, GIF or PNG format. If you choose wrong image format, then your image might not look as sharp as it should, and make sure your web page loads slower too. So use the right image format. By the time you use the right image format, if you are using a logo, you should know that you should use PNG instead of JPG, because logo are displayed in PNG on the site because it comes out well. If you use JPG, it will reduce the quality of the image and it won't show properly. And also, don't make your image, it makes your image more lighter also. If you use some extensions that make the image file big, it will make the load on the site too much, and it will reduce it will make your site load slower, so your site won't be able to load faster, so it will reduce the speed of the website, which is not good. Save image in the right side. You should save the image at the same width and height it will appear on the website, like we did. Image size, width and height. If the image is smaller than the width or height that you have specified, the image can be distorted or stretched. So image now, like we have before, the image was distorted or stretched before we later use the width and height to reduce it. So if we didn't use it like that, if we didn't reduce it to the right side and use it on our side, you can see that it made the image distorted and stretched, so which is not good. So use the right image format so that the image will come out well. So don't just like reduce image anyhow. Reduce it to the left side so that people will be able to see what you are passing across. You can see this one now. If I'm to just come here right now and change the width to like 900, save, so you can see that someone cannot see what the image is all about. So use it like a right size that will be more visible. Save it now. You can see that someone can see that, okay, it is a bird that is standing on the tree. So that's that for that. Use the correct resolution. Resolution refers to the number of dots per inch, and most computer screens only show web page at 72 pixels per inch. So saving image at higher resolution results in images that are larger than necessary and take longer to load. I've said this earlier. So make sure the image file is not too big so that the site will load on time. Once your site file is very bulky, it will reduce the speed of your site, and people won't really like sites that don't load on time, so they will just have to like be abandoning the site. So that's that for that. Tools to edit and save image. There are several tools you can use to edit your image so that you can have the right correct resolution, the right size, and the right image format. So the most popular of them, we have the Adobe Photoshop, we have Fireworks, we have SplashUp, we have Canva. So there are a lot of them. Also you can just Google. You have the Speaks LR2 you can use for your image also. So we have a lot of them. Just go online, Google, and then you get what you want to use for your site. But I recommend Photoshop and Illustrator. So image format, so we have the JPEG, we also have the JPG, we have the PNG, we have the GFI. Whenever you have many different color of picture, you should use JPEG. Use GFI and PNG formats when saving with few colors or large area of save colors. So if you are using image that has a lot of colors, use GFI and be JPEG, because JPEG supports color. But if you are using an image with lesser color, like the logo now, you can just use the GFI or PNG, but for the logo use PNG. So how to use picture and figure caption. So let's say for example you want to add a caption to your image. So like you want to add a caption underneath here. This is just like a paragraph, not a caption. If you want to add a caption underneath your image, so there is also a special way to do that. To do that now, we use the fig and the fig caption. The HTML5 has introduced a new figure element to contain images and the caption so that the two are associated. You can use more than one image inside the figure element as long as they share the same caption. So you can put like 2 elements or 3 images inside this figure caption, inside this figure, as long as they have the same, they are passing the same message. The fig caption element has been added in HTML5 in order to allow web page author to add a caption to an image. So you want to add a caption to your image, you use this fig caption to add it. Before these elements were created, there was no way to associate an img element to its caption. So we want to add caption to our image now. Just type in figure. You can see figure right over here. So you put the image right here. This is the image we want to use for our caption. So we use bed. So we locate it first, images, images, then slant. So we'll put bed. So that's the image. So let's just give the width and height. So for the width we have 250. So for the height we have 200. So this caption, now to add the caption, now we come underneath it, we use the fig caption. So this is where the caption goes. So the image we are trying to use is a bed. So this same bed we're having here. So like just a caption so that people will know what kind of bed is and what the bed is doing. So we can just come here, the caption, a small bed standing on the tree. A small bed standing on the tree with color yellow on the body. So just that's the caption we want to add to it. So by the time we save now, Ctrl S, so you can see now this is the caption for the image. This is the caption right over here. Instead of using paragraph to add it, this is like a right way of adding it. You can also increase the width. Let's just say 500 to S. So that's big. Come right here, 400 into S. So you can see now this looks a little good also. So you can see that this is the caption here. Underneath it a little, you can see the caption. So to do that, we use this figure elements, then we house the image here, and this caption goes right here. So that will be that for the images. So we've learned about the fig caption, we've learned about the image tag, we've learned how to input image and attach the things to consider while creating image. So we've learned a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That will be all for the image section. So let me know what you think. Let me know your challenge in the comment section. Whatever you're not getting right, just drop down the comment in the comment section. I'll attend to you there. So as always, like this video so that the YouTube algorithm will recommend it to a lot of persons and needs to know how to add an image to the site, and also share with your friends and let's build this channel together. Thank you.